What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to show you how to wire up an OEM style switch like this one and how to run all the wiring to an LED light bar in your 5th gen 4Runner. So I picked up this switch on Amazon. It's an LED light bar switch that illuminates blue, so it does match the interior 5th gen 4Runner. It looks identical to the Cali Rays switch. The only difference I could see is that this white wire is actually red on the Cali Rays switch. But yeah, it might be the exact same switch or made in the same factory. I'm not too sure, but they do look completely identical. The Cali Rays one does cost a bit more money. This one I think was like $7 or $10 on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description to where you could find this one and the Cali Rays one. But yeah, it looks like a nice switch. Looks like it'll fit in perfectly into an interior of the 5th gen 4Runner. It'll go into our stock mounting hole and will just look, OEM. So really excited about the switch. We'll be running the switch to this Rough Country LED light bar. I did some research online. This is a nice looking light bar. I think it'll match my winch bumper nicely because it is the black series. So it is more of a black look to the light bar. So it'll kind of blend in with the bumper more. It won't be like a bright kind of silver strip and then kind of a black bumper. It'll blend in nicely. It's got really good reviews for the Rough Country light bars, and they don't break the bank. They're $200 and something. For a dual row 20-inch on some other brands, you could spend like $800. To me, I don't really need to spend $800 on a light bar. 10,000 lumens is going to be more than enough, along with my good headlights that I have, which are also LED. So yeah, really excited to put this in. Let's jump into the job. We'll wire this thing up, and I'll show you how to wire up both this switch and the Cali Rays switch, which, they're identical. The only difference is the Cali Rays doesn't have this white wire. So yeah, let's jump into the job and I'll take you through the process. So before I started with wiring it up, I had to install the light bar. I did this in my winch bumper. If you have a stock 4Runner bumper, there is a kit you can get, which is called Behind the Grill LED Light Bar Mounting Kit. I'll leave a link in the description on where you can find that. I was really happy with the Rough Country though and how it looked inside my winch bumper. Each LED reflects a yellow color if you're looking at it head on, and it seems like a really nice product. But let's get to wiring up the light bar. All right, so what we'll need for the job is something to strip our wires, some crimp connectors, our switch, a socket, and you'll need the harness for the LED light bar. Important things on the harness: the connector. This will be connecting us to our light bar. We'll be removing this switch and putting in our own switch. You will have your relay, and we'll be bolting this in under the hood using our socket there. It's an M8 1.25 bolt. That's the thread and the thickness of the bolt. I'll leave some links in the description to where you can find a similar bolt. Then you'll be grounding off your wiring harness, and you'll be connecting the positive to the positive side of the battery. Let's jump under the hood and get this thing wired up. All right, so here we are under the hood. But before I start moving wires around under here that are kind of exposed, what we should do is disconnect the battery. So let's disconnect the negative and positive terminals there. So to do that, we should use a 10 millimeter. Great, so we got the negative off. Great, let's get that out of the way. All right, so like I said, my connection here for the light bar, I tucked it under this fuse relay panel here on the side. So let's do that with this positive and negative. Tuck there. Good. So it's kind of neatly tucked under there. You don't really see it. And that's actually where the stock harness is too. So good location. Toyota picked it for a reason. We also have a relay here. So the relay will be on the other side of this relay fuse box. And conveniently, we have some holes here. They are an M8 1.25 being the thread, M8 being the width of the bolt, so metric 8. So we'll be mounting this relay into one of these holes. Got it right here. I think it's a 10 mil to screw that in. So yeah, we'll put that in probably afterwards. I just don't want anything holding these lines down if I have to move them around. So let's start by connecting the positive here. So I think this is a 12 mil. So we'll just loosen this off. This is on the top. Unscrew that, bring this over, which is pretty good. All right, and so we have our negative here. On your negative battery post, you'll have a ground that comes over and connects to the frame here. So I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Let's tuck this under this as well. Okay, so yeah, the negative terminal here, there's a ground coming off, connects the frame. We're gonna undo this and connect that to the frame. So I think that's a 10 mil. Great, and it doesn't hurt to just take a little sanding pad, get rid of any corrosion on here, make sure we have a good connection, keeping things tidy. Great, let's reconnect that. Wonderful, so we've got our positive and negative now connected, or a positive and our ground. Now let's attach this relay to the frame. Put a GoPro here just so you can get a better view. All right, so we got the relay. Be more tidy if it's there. I just want to make sure everything fits once I put it back together. Okay, yeah, that should work. Just securing the relay here. I'm gonna have to make this hole a little larger so I can actually screw it in here using this, so. All right, great. So we've got our positive connection, we've got our ground, our relay is nicely secured in place here. We've ran the wires all neat and tidy under here. So we are now ready to hook our switch in on the interior of the 5th Gen 4Runner. So let's jump in there and let's get that neat new OEM switch installed. All right, so we need to get the wire from our switch here. This is our switch that came with our harness. We need to get that through the firewall in the car and into the interior. What I'll do first is I'll cut the switch off, so I'll just do that now. We're gonna run the end of this wire into the interior of the car. So what I've chose to do is, you can see the screwdriver there, and it is going through this large kind of a grommet. I went into the interior of the car and I could see where it was coming out, so I knew it was in a really good location and that it wasn't, interfering with anything. Just be very gentle. Don't poke into the wires or anything like that. Use maybe something that has a dull head, but sharp enough to kind of puncture through, like a really small flathead screwdriver. So now what I'll do is I'll run that wire into the interior of the car. All right, so a good way to get through that grommet, or that big kind of seal to get that wire through, was to make a small incision, then use a pair of needle nose pliers like these. Just puncture through that little hole that you made, open it up with the needle nose pliers, then feed that wire through. And then when you pull this out, it will seal back up around the wire, creating a nice tight seal. Really happy actually with where that wire comes out. It's just hidden, it goes right in the side. I kind of actually wish I did my Raptor lights through there now. I might actually relocate those wires. But yeah, it's a nice clean install. The wire's neatly hidden and it's just the perfect location for it. So I'll show you there where I put that through and where it came through on the interior. All right, so our switch here, we want to put it into this spot. So what we'll do is just grab on here, kind of near the steering wheel, and just kind of move this around, and you'll just undo these pop clips. You can see the little pink clips here. Those will just pop down. So that's enough access there. I'll be able to pull my wire up. So let's do that now. Great, so there's my wire, and I know it will reach up. So now what we're gonna do is strip the wire off here and start stripping these ends and figure out which wires we're going to connect into our switch here. I could actually pop my switch in. What I did is I just unplugged my switch. There's a little clip. Unplug it so we can put the switch in now, then we'll hook the wires up. So if you pop this down, we'll have these little blank spots. Let's unclip this one here. That's between the washer and inverter. So little pinch tabs, and then there we go. Just popped out the front. As you can see, they're the same size. Hope you can see that. Great, so I popped that out. So let's put our new switch in. Great. I do like the way that looks. And we do know that our wire will reach up, so let's strip the ends of this wire and let's get it connected to our clip for our new switch. All right, so we have our wires here from our LED light bar harness. And then we also have the wires for our switch. So this blue or green wire on the top here, and this is the same on the Cali raised, this green wire is our constant power. This red wire is our relays power. So this is what's going to go to the relay and turn on the light bar. This has constant power here, this green one. And then once we flick the switch on, it'll send power down the red to the relay, turning the relay on. Black is our ground. So, and then the white wire, I'm not going to be connecting the white wire. The white wire basically would just turn on the switch so you'd see the switch illuminated when you turn your lights on and that sort of thing. But what I want to do is I want to wire it up so when I turn the switch on, it illuminates. So I know when my light bar's on from inside the car. You know, in the winter once I left my light bar on and I drove down the road and it was just terrible. Like I still feel bad about that. But yeah, so that's the way I'm wiring it up so that when you turn the switch on, the switch will illuminate and you know your light bar's on. So we need to determine which one of these wires has constant power. And that's what we're going to connect to the green. Black is our ground. So once we figure out which one is constant power and connect to the green, we just connect the other wire to our red, and that will be our relay. So best way to do this, just use a voltmeter. I mean, you probably could just try connecting them both ways and figure out what works, but I'd rather just know right off the bat. So I feel like blue is probably the relay wire, or accessory. Blues usually mean accessory. So let's just do the white here, and let's find a ground with our negative. And if this shows 12 volts, we will know that that is our power. Perfect. So I hooked this red post onto the white wire there, and I found a ground in the vehicle, just a bolt, and you can see we got 12 volts. So we know that this is our constant power. So under the hood, I've connected that switch and I've reconnected my battery, and it's basically sending constant power down this white wire. So that's what we want to connect to our green wire on both the Cali raised and this Amazon switch. So let's get these connected, and yeah, let's do it. All right, so I used all the butt connectors and I've connected all of these together. We got our white to green, our blue to red, and our black to black, which is our ground. So I might just tape, all this together. So I did use the butt connectors here. Ideally, maybe it'd be better to solder these and heat shrink them together, but the butt connectors work. Just make sure you really clamp down on them hard enough. I'll probably just tape this white wire off to the side, and I'll just use electrical tape and go around these. And then we're ready to connect our switch under our dash here. All right, so I reconnected the harness for the switch there. We've got our positive connected, our negative. We've got our ground here. We put our relay, screwed it into the frame here, or the body. Our wire is connected to our LED light bar down there. So we'll come around now, and if we hit the button, yep, LED light bar is working. So very bright. And when I hit the switch here, you can see the switch illuminates blue, so I know it's on. I mean, I'd probably know because it's super bright, but you never know. If it gets caked up with snow or you just get confused, your high beams are on, you'll look down, you'll see it's blue, you know it's activated. So perfect install, super happy with it. All the wires are tucked up nicely. Everything's hidden under the hood. So, very clean. Very happy with it. Let's test it out on the road and yeah, see how powerful this light bar is. So the light bar was tested and it is extremely bright. I'm super happy with it. I'm super happy with that switch in the interior. Looks completely OEM. If you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. I hope to come up with a lot more videos and always appreciate your support. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye now.